Right, we're live. Welcome to the Arsenal Alliance show. The show that
It's a
talks
bit-
Arsenal, talks football, and we're going to be talking Euro 24
Euro
England.
trash.
In fact, you know what? We're going to start. We're going to start with the Euro 24 England segment, and then we're going to get into the Arsenal transfer links and Arsenal's first 5 fixtures. We're going to have a little chat about a little bit later on. So we're going to start with a game against Denmark. Was an absolutely disgraceful performance, in my opinion. Some of the comments afterwards, both from Gareth Southgate and some of the players as well, was, I've got no words. I've got no words for Southgate actually saying what he said about we haven't properly replaced Calvin Phillips.
Outrageous.
What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, it's outrageous.
At least you're on the same page for this one.
Yeah.
What do you want about? It's all class. Well, Calvin Phillips is all class.
Yeah.
Top world class, mate.
So world class that nobody wants him.
Exactly. Well, West Ham had him on then, but
I've done a video about it. I don't know if anyone see it, but I've done a video about it, and I said that when he got his England caps about 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was balling for Leeds. He was playing very well,
Yeah.
and he did the partnership with Declan Rice works for me. I thought it was a good partnership, but he's dropped off. He went to Man City, sat on the bench, went on loan to West Ham, had a disastrous time at West Ham, giving the ball away, and they I can't remember who West Ham were playing at the time, but they scored. Then he gave a penalty away, didn't he, in another game? And he was just had a complete nightmare. And he
Got sent off in his first game too, didn't he?
He got sent off, and Southgate said that we haven't properly replaced Calvin Phillips.
It probably replaced him, mate.
Yeah. We could replace Kevin Phillips with a mop. But
Upside down.
you know, what we all got to say about that game and performance then?
It was disgusting. It was a terrible performance.
it was rubbish. It was
So if we had
rubbish.
Kevin Phillips, we would have won it. That's how I'm hearing
Yeah.
that.
In all fairness, I'll
He
be
named the
honest with
same
you.
team that struggled against Serbia,
Yeah.
playing Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield next to Declan Rice. Didn't work then, and it didn't work again against Denmark. Kieran Trippier at left back. He should have been left back in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what he's doing, what Gareth Southgate, what he's thinking, whether he's trying to, take it easy and steady and wait for the next round. He's probably thinking, we'll win this group easy. We probably will. We'll probably finish top because I can't see us slipping up or losing against Slovenia. We should make a statement in that game, though. In my opinion, I think we should absolutely take them to the cleaners and show the other teams, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Germany, all the other teams that
Your world, mate.
that we're a force to be reckoned with. Because at the minute they're all laughing at us and thinking we can have them.
Yeah.
Like the old
thing
Premier
is-
League getting laughed at.
They want to draw us. I'm telling you.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't even blame Trent. It's not his fault. It's Southgate's fault, isn't it? Don't play Trent there. It doesn't work. It's like putting Havertz in the midfield again for us, isn't it? And I see Eric Ten Hag made a comment regarding Southgate, who is probably trying to stick the boot in because when he's sacked halfway through the season for Southgate. But he said if you watch him, all he does is they go hard for 10, 15 minutes, score a goal, and then they drop back, become compact, and all they do is we just chance that we might get another goal. Why are we shutting the doors 15 minutes into games?
Sorry, guys.
Just-
Give me 1 second.
Trouble is, no, we're not, Scott. I mean, you look at that performance against Denmark. I thought it was absolutely rubbish. Harry Kane scored the goal, fair enough, but it was at the right place at the right time, which obviously he had that deflection of the Denmark player, which was in his line of, which rolled in front of him, in front of his path, so he couldn't miss it anyway. And you touched on Trent Alexander. I was watching a video with Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney, and they had the first 11 England lineup, the formation, the 4-2-3-1. Southgate, this is the first time Southgate has ever played 4-2-3-1. He's always played 4-3-3, by the way. And when it went to Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wayne Rooney was the one that said, he stepped up and he said, Trent Alexander-Arnold does not get in my team. And he definitely does not play there in that position. Because
out of his depth.
He's out of his depth. The so-called rumour was he can actually ping the ball up to Harry Kane. Now, we've played 2 games. He hasn't pinged the ball up twice in those 2 games to Harry Kane, right? And how could you ping a ball up to Harry Kane when Harry Kane always comes back deep? He comes back too deep. So, and there was times in that game as well, in the Denmark game, that Kyle Walker, our right back, was further up the pitch than what Kane was. So, do you know what I mean? It's a laughing stock all round. The problem is, in that England team, Southgate has got such a good squad. We're good on paper. We're the best team on paper. So if you're the best team on paper, technically, you should be going to the finals of this Euro, maybe winning it, right? The other thing as well, Southgate, where we got an attacking 6, if you like, we can't do nothing because the balance is not right in that team. Yeah, if the balance is not right in that team, I mean, Foden and Harry Kane, I don't think that goes well. Foden with Kane. So what you've got to do, you've got to try and create something else and try and create that right balance, which Southgate, unfortunately, is not doing at this minute. So to break that balance up, I've either dropped Harry Kane for the next game. I've either go back to 4-3-3, play Ollie Watkins up front, Saka on the right, Anthony Gordon on the left, and then in my midfield, I'll play Declan Rice. I'll bring back Jude Bellingham, right, alongside Declan Rice. And then what I would do, I would give Mainoo a chance to Man United.
What about Cole Palmer? What about Cole Palmer? You know,
Palmer,
he's got a bag of talent on the bench, mate. It's unbelievable.
You can play Palmer. I like Palmer. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
But Anthony Gordon. But what I'm thinking is,
I'm liking Anthony Gordon though.
You've got to have that balance. When you have that balance, you've got stability in your squad. We haven't got the balance, and we haven't got that stability in that England team. He's got to start picking up.
So
but
Anthony, on an England volume there. Just say we did drop Kane, right? If Kane's not number 1 as our number 1 priority to play him, do you reckon the whole team could fix around Kane better? So take Kane out, put Watkins on, and how you're saying that sounds such a juicy team. It's just like it ain't developed like that because it's all like Kane's up front now. Everyone else is just scattered around, and who's on the bench is on the bench.
Yeah, but the 4-2 that formation does not work for England. The 4-2-3-1, it doesn't. Southgate's got to go back to the 4-3-3, and that was what I just named was a formation of 4-3-3. It does it. I like 4-2-3-1. I prefer it to 4-3-3. But when it comes to international football, England can't play that formation.
Yeah.
They just can't. So they've got to go back to 4-3-3, and they've got to go back to basics in finding the right balance. Now, to date, we're on 4 points, right? I don't know if anybody's keeping up with the scores, but if Albania loses tonight, they go out and England automatically goes through to the next round without kicking the ball.
Right.
We want
to go
through top.
Then.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So our game, if we go through, our game, we'd be playing the England game will be the Sunday, the 30th of June at 5 p.m. kickoff. And it's whoever finishes third in group what is it? B, D, or E. So but it's like what I said. I mean, everybody's saying that Hungary's out. Hungary's not out at the minute. I mean, if Italy loses tonight, they're losing 1-0 to Croatia, right? So, So, in all fairness, if that stays the same, you've got Spain and Croatia goes through, and Italy finishes third on 3 points. But it goes down on goal difference and points. So, do you know what I mean? So the 4. So out of the 6 teams that can go through, 4 of the best ones that's got more points and better goal difference, they're the ones that goes through. Is those 4. So at the
Yeah.
minute, it'd be Spain going through because Hungary has got a proper goal difference. So Hungary will go out, and then Italy will stay there. So depending on points and goal difference, because they can still go out of it, mind.
Yeah, sure.
Later on, once all the group stages, the games is played, Italy can go out. But that at the minute they're sort of through, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
that's the way they work it out. But
It's like,
go on.
I kind of agree with you with Anthony Gordon, because Anthony Gordon brings us something different, doesn't he?
Yeah,
But I also have to look at what Matar said there. Cole Palmer, mate, he's scored 42 goals in Europe this year. He's in top 5 goal scorers top goal scorer in all 5 top leagues in Europe, and he doesn't get on the pitch.
yeah,
So I think
Yeah.
that's something to consider.
yeah,
That place for me is either Palmer's or Gordon's.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It'd be good to see them both on the pitch.
It
Yeah.
would be. But who do you? It's like not being funny. It's like with England when it went back to the 90s. I mean, look at the qualities of strikers we had. We had Shearer, Sheridan, Ian Wright, Les Ferdinand, Chris Sutton. The list was endless. Andy Cole. We could have only picked a certain amount to go into these campaigns. Do you know what I mean? So this is what Southgate has got to contend with. Whether he's going to be the manager in the World Cup, coming up. Personally, I hope he's not. I reckon it's time for him to go, Southgate. But the next manager coming up, this is what I mean. He's got a good squad there, but you've got to get the consistency and the balance right in that England team. Honestly, if we want to do anything in these campaigns, the World Cup and the Euros.
Okay, so AFC Always is putting a comment. Albania lose, England are officially through, even if England lose tomorrow. So that's interesting. I mean,
So there's no excuses, no matter what.
it's weird, isn't it?
Best squad, the Newcastle was.
Oh, we're losing you, Matata.
Losing it, yeah.
Also, Palmer's never played on the left.
Well, Trent don't play in midfield either.
Palmer actually has played on the left. He actually
has
for
played.
Chelsea, he plays on the left and in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is saying This is saying I agree with.
I would agree with that one.
Better than next to Rice and play Foden in the 10. That's 100%.
That's how I would play it.
In a 4-2-3-1, exactly how I will play that. And I wouldn't play Kane up front. I'd play Ollie Watkins. And I would play. I think I would play Gordon on that left-hand side. I'd give him a chance.
Yeah.
If you look at that last game,
Anthony, I agree with you there.
The first half, Harry Kane had 2 touches in their box, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was so deep; it was unbelievable. He cleared one off the line, Scott. He was the one that cleared there the shot, and he cleared it off the line, headed it off over the bar.
Yeah,
it's like having Lacazette in our team again, isn't it? There's no outlet because they're so deep.
Yeah, and this is a good point. And play Gomez at left back.
I agree with that 100%. Seriously,
do you know what AFC Always? I was just about to ask the question: how do we fix the left back? And you've answered it. You've answered it brilliantly because that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. I think in all fairnessly, I'm going to say something as well. In that Denmark game, the best player on that pitch for England was that Crystal Palace centre back.
Oh, Gooey, he had a good game.
Gooey, yeah. I reckon he was the best player for us in that game.
He did. I'll tell you what, Anthony. In that first game, I did think he looks a little bit starstruck. A little bit. The occasion was getting to him a little bit, I think, and I think his confidence, difference in his confidence from the Serbia game to the Denmark game was completely different. It was a complete 180. You know, he went from being a little bit nervous, a little bit scared, a little bit starstruck maybe, to being dominant. And yeah, I think that's brilliant for his experience. And Arsenal, we're going to talk about him. Arsenal are interested in him as well.
I think he's probably played better than Stones, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he has. Yeah,
Well, I think he got a knock in that Denmark game, didn't he?
he did get a knock in that Denmark game, but reports what I've read is saying that Stones was actually training with England, so he's actually training with them. So I don't think that knock is bad as what everybody's making out to be.
Okay.
So as far as I know, I think Stone will feature in the next game tomorrow night. So
Okay, so we've got something here. Cole Hine has signed a new deal at Arsenal. So that looks like it's curtains for Aaron Ramsdale then.
no, I don't think it is, Lee, because I actually said something. A mate of mine I've been saying it today in work. Now, picture this, right? Think about what I'm saying now. The transfer window opened when the Euros started. Now we're going this Friday. It'd be 2 weeks since the Euros started, right? We had Raya last season on loan, cost us £3 million. He was supposed to be signing for us for £30 million in total, £27 million, right?
He ain't signed.
Why haven't we signed him not yet?
Yeah, that's true.
And also think about this: if we've had him on loan, he cost us £3 million, and he gone back to Brentford yet?
30th of June. 30th of June.
Yeah,
that's when all these loan deals. They're always, for some reason, they're always up to the 30th of June, the last day of June.
Yeah, but
so
I don't understand why they don't.
By Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday's the 30th of June, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll know by every loan deal I've ever looked at. You know, when you look at I was looking into them, they all say the 30th of June.
Yeah. Yeah, but it does make you think, though, doesn't it? It makes you think, well, why haven't you? You know, why haven't we signed him not yet? Surely he was going to be our number one player. We was going to get over the line this season. But if he's not, it makes you think. If he signed that, it makes you think now. That makes him, because that makes him number 2 goalkeeper at this time.
Yeah,
I reckon Ray might go, mind.
I see something, Anthony. I see something. I see an article, and I can't remember where it was from, but it was about David Raya, and he said I haven't ruled out a move back to Spain because that's where I want to go. I do want to go back to Spain. This is his words, what he said, and he doesn't know what he's actually going to be doing next season yet himself. He doesn't know whether he's going back to Brentford. He doesn't know whether he's signing for Arsenal. But he does want to go back to Spain, and that was about 5 or 6 days ago. I see that.
All I know is re-signing Carl Hayne. That's not exactly ambitious, is it?
No, it's not. But it's at the end of the day, it adds a number to our squad. It adds depth, even though he's not great and fantastic, but he's given the opportunity, and you know for a fact if he's number 2 goalkeeper, you're not going to get no arguments and no debate within that position because he's accepted to be number 2. Do you know what I'm saying? So in that respect, it'd be. I don't think it'd be that bad. In all fairness,
at the end of the day, he's only probably going to get 3 games a season.
There you go. So
Carabao Cup, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we are going back to. We're talking about Arsenal at the moment, and we're still supposed to be talking about England. We just got off a little bit. Let's just do score predictions of tomorrow's game, and then we can get back to the Arsenal, what we love. Because talking about England is really
crap.
Yeah. So let's just do a score prediction. Let's start with you, Anthony, because you're on the screen.
With the players we got, and if Southgate gets this right, there is a rumor that Gallagher might be starting. So I think he's going to tweak the team around a little bit. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to see 3-0 England. I can't see why not, because we've got the players, we've got the team to do it. So 3-0 England.
3-0 England. Matata? Matata,
I hear you.
you there? Score prediction against Slovenia. I think
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
I said 3-1.
3-1.
I expect 3-1.
I'm going 2-0. I'm going to go modest.
I'm going to go with you, Lee. I'm going 2-0.
2-0.
And we'll score the last goal in about the 90th minute.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 1-0 nail biter all the way till the 90th.
Wake me up.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're gonna delve into the transfer links and rumours that have been surrounding Arsenal over the last couple of last week or so. AFC always 2-1 England. Okay. So what do you think then about these rumours? There's fresh rumours about Victor Gyökeres. Where was he? Is he Sporting Lisbon? I think he's Sporting Lisbon.
Mhm.
There's rumours about Joshua Kimmich has come out again. There's Andre Amadou Onana, Yavi Simmons.
Your
All
world,
the
mate.
I've seen a few, but I mean, what do you think of these rumours, Scott?
Just rumours.
I think they're exactly that. I don't think we'll get any of them players. I'll stand by that. I think we need a Premier League ready striker, and we don't need somebody like that Victor guy who's not really been proven our end, and he's a young lad, isn't he? I just don't think we're in that stage to get a young 2020. And I do think the only striker we're going to get is going to be a 40 million striker replacement for Eddie, because I do think that the striker situation has been addressed by them, not us, and it's Kai Havertz. So I do believe we're only going to have 35, 40 million for an Eddie backup. So I'm not really sure what we're going to get for that. I'll tell you what's pissed me off the most is players like Elise leaving for 53 million to Bayern Munich.
Oh.
It's like we should have kept a player like Elise in the Premier League. I don't care if he had even gone to Man United. I just want to see him play weekly, you know. But
I like the way you're looking there.
So I just think we dropped a bit of a ball not going for Elise. You know, and for 53 million, it's a steal, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
I did one player I would really like them to go for is Eze. You know, I think he's an exciting player, Eze. And if I'm remembering rightly, he actually used to play at the Arsenal Academy and he was dropped, wasn't he?
Yes.
And I've just read an article about him and he said it was his worst thing that ever happened in his career was getting dropped by Arsenal because he wanted to play for us. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd like us to go for Eze. I think he's quite an exciting player. Get stuck in.
Okay. Anthony, you mentioned Gyökeres, Victor Gyökeres to me. I was just, when you mentioned it, I know we was linked to him earlier on. I think January, we was linked to him as well. There was something about, never heard. So I thought I'd look him up. I looked him up. You know, he's got 29 goals and 10 assists.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about, Lee?
In 33 appearances.
Yeah.
He's got 29 goals and 10 assists. This is Gyökeres, Scott.
Gyökeres.
Yeah.
But with that Gyökeres, Lee, what people didn't realise was, before that, he started his career young. But what people don't know, if people can actually remember him when he was in the Championship, he played both for Swansea City and Coventry City. Right? This is where he first played football over England, over here. And then he left.
Wow.
Yeah. He left, went abroad, and obviously, you know, you've got the stats there in front of you. You just read them out.
Yeah.
But for some particular reason, for there, going from what he's achieved in the Championship, like goal scoring wise, and then because he was scoring around average in the Championship, he was scoring average around about 20, maybe 25 goals, you know. And there were some seasons there that he didn't really score many. It was like 12 goals maybe. but then going abroad, you know, and then scored this amount of goals and assists in that, what he's actually done, for
Oh,
some
1-0.
particular reason, just doing that is actually slapped an 80 million pound price tag on his head. That's what that one's done.
Yeah.
So that's that one. Luisi, Scott mentioned it. Well, who plays for England and plays for Bayern Munich? Harry Kane. So do you
Yeah.
reckon that them two might have been having a bit of conversation when these Euros was playing in the academy back at the hotel, let's say? And he said, "Oh, come on, come and join me at Bayern Munich. Yeah, you're a player. You get the first team. You've got me there. You've got Dyer from Tottenham. You know, he's been a fantastic. Now, see, I reckon there was a communication barrier between him and Harry Kane. That's the reason why he made that move. So I'm the same as Scott. I felt pissed off at that, and I thought, what the hell is Mikel Arteta doing? Don't worry about the odds free. Got 53 million. I mean, what's that at Arsenal? Pennies, absolute pennies, and he can't even get a player like that for 50 million over the line. Now, this is what winds me up, right? And then I read a report and I actually look at it. Do you remember when the horse racing was on Ascot? Edu was spot at Ascot, and I'm thinking, hang on a second, the transfer window's open. Don't get me wrong, he's entitled to go, entitled to have a bit of fun, this, that, and
Wrong
the other.
timing.
But is it the wrong time? Go and get your players. Make a list of what players you want. We need a striker, right? We need a backup for Saka. We need a midfielder. We need a left back, right? That's 4 players. We need 8 players, I reckon. 8 or 9 players at Arsenal. We could do with signing at least 4 or 5, right? I can see Jesus leaving this year.
Yeah.
Right. And also, because he's too injury prone now.
Yeah.
I like Jesus, but he's too injury prone. So I think he'll go. I think we almost probably sell him, or we use him as sort of like, you know, like bait to do a swap deal and plus cash and that sort of thing, you know. So there's that obviously going around at the minute.
I tell you what I'm seeing at the minute, Anthony. You know, I would have took Douglas Luiz at a bare minimum, but we've just seen Luiz going on to Juventus. The Bruno Guimaraes 100 million release clause has run out now at 12 o'clock tonight. We haven't heard anything about Anana, who I'm not overrated. I don't think he's very good, the guy from Everton. I know you like him, but all I'm doing now is I'm sitting here seeing these midfielders that are around and they're making moves, and we're not doing anything yet. And we're, you know, we need it so badly. I don't get why we're not moving, but I have this feeling that Adu ain't going to do a single thing until after the Euros.
Yeah. We're always slow movers. We're always slow. And then what we do, in the last day of the transfer window, or let's say the last 3 days leading up to the end of the transfer window, we get this player. And we're so attached to this one certain player. And then it comes to transfer deadline. In the last hour, he still hasn't come to Arsenal. And then what happens? They pull the plug on it. And then you think, what's the fucking point of wasting 3 days to try and get this one particular player when you could have had the option of getting another 2 or 3 and maybe getting one of those over the line? This is what I'm saying. I don't think Mikel Arteta and Edu has got it up here mentally. I don't think they can think, letting them try and get players, and also obviously with Mikel Arteta trying to manage a team. To be honest with you, but that's my opinion.
I know you said, Anthony, that we need a left back, which we do. But the thing is, what I've seen with Arteta is he's only buying centre backs. Yeah, he's doing that Pep thing, isn't he? They're all centre backs.
What's that?
Yeah,
could we get some feedback from somewhere?
That's not me.
No, that was. I think that was his. I think that was Matthias Porno playing in the background.
Shush! I told you not to say anything.
We can hear something in the background on your camera.
I've turned it down, mate. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, look, we're very slow in the transfer market, mate. We have done.
We always have been, though, haven't we?
effing
Do you remember-
years.
You remember back
It's
in the old
embarrassing.
days? Back in the old days before the internet, we'd open the frigging newspaper up and it'd be like, Ian Wright signed for you or whatever. You never got any of this. And I think because of the internet, our expectations are there now, aren't they? Because we
I
can
think the
see,
journalists just love to play with us. And
you know,
everyone
before
pounces on
you'd
it.
get your newspaper every day and it'd tell you who's a good player, or you'd get your Football Shoot magazine and things like this. But nowadays you can do it all yourself. So I think as fans, because we can source this information out ourselves, we're thinking, what are they playing at?
Yeah.
You know,
It is
and again,
ridiculous.
it's obviously not easy to do 100 million deals, but at the end of the day, that's what their job is. You know,
But in a
that's what they're
in a
meant to
four-
be doing.
In a 4-year plan, this is I'm not saying I'm a manager, I'm an owner, but if I was a businessman and I worked there before the business owned me to manage the place, and I know all the history of this place, I'd work on the history. So I'd work on the striker, the midfield, etc., etc. But he's not the only one who's controlling the scenes behind the closed doors. So I don't blame him directly. It's the other hierarchies above him. But we can't change anything. All we could do is talk about it until we see the player with the scarf, all that etc. stuff, like Anthony says. That's the only time we can get physically and go, right, this is what's going to happen. But while we're sitting here talking about it, our club reputation is just going like this, just melting away, and it will never stop, and it's evil. Why are we not going for the Mbappes? Why are we not going for the Neymars? Why are we not going for the elite? Because we're not elite, and that's the issue. And it's just
I
upsetting.
think it also comes down as the manager. I think it is, because if you've got an elite manager and you've got players that want to play for these certain managers, which is fine, fair enough. You need to go and sign a Zinedine Zidane, a Jose Mourinho, a Diego Simeone, or whatever. The list is endless. But then when you look at our manager at Arsenal and you go, oh, Mikel Arteta. I mean, I ain't being funny. He's been back. I'm not a fan of the Cronkies, but the Cronkies has backed him.
Yeah, they have.
750 million. 750. He spends 250 million this season. That's £1 billion he has spent at this club. Now, Man City has spent nowhere near that. But look
That's
at
the
the
problem.
standards of what they've got.
And that's why, Anthony, I'm giving him half a season. And if it's not, we're not jogging on by half a season, I'm going to have to call time on him.
I've already called time on him, Scott. I don't want him.
You called time on him.
I didn't want him in the first place. I did not want him in the first place.
Yeah, neither.
No,
yeah, I've
listen.
given him. I'm probably giving him more benefit of the doubt than you, Anthony. But yeah, no, I've kind of got to that stage now where it's got to happen.
Yes, but if it doesn't, right, what happens next? Does he get a new contract, and that's up to Kroenke? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's signing new contracts. If you don't get any players in, he's telling the board, like, oh, I can't afford this player. Don't want to come to us. Why? Kroenke gave him the money. He's gave you the money. You got your team. Now you're in a rut where you've got to get rid of half of the team you brought in when you first got here and rebuild the team for the future. Good luck, because you've messed up with a big shotgun in your foot, mate. And you've wiped out the team that won you an award, and you got an award for winning nothing. And I'm just confused how we've got no one in. The Euros is on, and it's just ridiculous. The guy should not have took that award, should not have signed Eddie with a new contract, and shouldn't have got his frigging dog. We're supposed to be elite, the fucking Arsenal, and we're looking like pansies.
But that's like they're giving. That's like when they give Ange Postecoglou that London award as well, isn't it? What for? He's played 6 games when they gave him it.
Yeah,
it's just British football. It's English football. The whole media love it, sucking it off and make us look like mediocre. Oh, it's just ridiculous. We're not elite. Simple as that. Facts.
Well, it's like Cedric Soares. He's left, hasn't he? Our right back, and he turned around and said, "Arsenal, the board and that turned around and said, oh, thank you very much. Thank you for your services." But for what? He played 3 games. He didn't do nothing. Played 3 games. Now, surely it should have been the other way round, and him saying, "Oh, thank you, Arsenal, for keeping me here and giving me a wage."
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
but nothing. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I don't get with this board, with this football club. And do you know what? It riles me. Seriously, it riles me. It feels like that everybody there whether it's from the manager to Edu to anywhere up there, including the Cronkies. It feels like nobody knows what they're doing
or cares anymore.
or cares. Nobody. It's like an holiday camp there.
Mhm.
All the players go
happy.
in. They're too happy. They're even happy when they go out on this, when they line up in the tunnel, ready to go out onto the pitch. They're all happy. They're all smiling, cheering.
Honestly, headbutting, mate.
And I think to myself,
Enemies.
where's your
Vieira.
focus? Where's your
Yeah.
mentality to? The only two
attitude.
players that we used to see was when Man United played Arsenal, which the two players like that was Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
They had their mindset before they went out on that pitch.
But the
Like,
team
those days
knew.
are gone.
The team knew that as well, Anthony. Do you know what I mean? They knew this was it.
Yeah.
Vieira and Keane, you the men, we're the battle royals. We're just going to let you two go head to head. That ain't
I
here
think-
no more. That is not here anymore. It's like, fuck them, they're shit. And that's what we
Yeah.
are. We are shit.
We're not shit. We're not shit.
You ain't won
We're
nothing
not
for
shit,
20 years,
We're
mate.
not-
Come
I
on.
know, but we're not shit.
Come on.
No,
Let's
you
not
can't
have
say
it.
we're shit because we're
But
not.
mate, go
No,
and
I'll
win
be
with the league
realistic.
and we're not shit. Go and win with the
Yeah, we
Champions
didn't win
League.
the
We're definitely
league.
not shit. Go and win with
We're not
15
shit,
FA
though.
Cups and we're getting there
Yeah.
out of the shit category. I want to get out of that shit category, out of the banter category. I want to get to the elite category. It's never going to happen. Never.
Yeah, we are a bit of a laughing stock.
We're a
Let's be
joke.
honest. We are, because I can go up to any Arsenal fan, and I find the ones that I find more deluded is the young Arsenal fan. So anywhere between the age of I put it up there between the age of 16, 12, well, maybe between the age of 16 and 30. Let's put it that way. Oh yeah, but we're going places. Mikel Arteta's got us this. Mikel Arteta's got us that.
Fuck off.
But let me tell you something, right?
What's that?
If we didn't lose to Aston Villa with Mikel Arteta changing that team right around in that game, if we would have won that game, that would have been us last season lifting up that Premier League title. So there's number one you've got to think about. Number two, he won the FA Cup going back bloody 4 years ago, let's say, for a figure of speech. Yeah, I'd never known one FA Cup win to keep a manager in a job for 4 years after that, roughly. So that's number two, right? And number three, when he did win that FA Cup, was that Unai Emery's team? Of course it was. So there you go. So that's the reason why I got no. That's why I got no confidence in this manager whatsoever. If he would have won that Premier League last season by beating Villa and we lifted up that Premier League trophy, I would have said to him, "Fair play to you. I'm wrong. I'll hold my hands up. Here, sign a contract. Sign a 3-year contract. Now you've won the Premier League. Let's try and get our hands on that Champions League trophy." Enough said, isn't it?
Croatia won, Italy won.
Yeah, they've gone through now. Italy, they finished second place on 4 points.
Is that the result? Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah. And I think Spain won 1-0. Was it still? I knew they were winning 1-0. I think that might have been the full-time score. So England's automatically gone through for the round of 16 now.
Oh,
I tell you, just going back to that. Sorry.
Go on, Scott.
Just going back to Anti's on mute.
I know.
Oh, I had a delay there. Anyway, just going back to what you said about the players in the tunnel, I think the only two players I see in the tunnel that look like they're scaring people is Gabriel and Saliba.
Yes. I do you know what? When you said the two people, they were the two people literally pops into my head. And I'm thinking, hang on, I wonder if Scott's going to know this. And you did, fair enough. You know, fair shake to you for doing it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I would have said exactly the same. I mean, Declan Rice is another fantastic player. I mean, I think he got his own mindset, you know. I think he talks a different stuff. He does all his talking on the pitch. But why this guy isn't our captain, I don't know, because to me, Odegaard is not captain material. He's a good player, but he's not a captain, in my opinion.
No.
Declan Rice should be the captain of our team.
It's like I never see Odegaard really talking to players on the pitch. All I ever see him doing is when he wants them to run, you know, to run out and press. He just goes like that with his arm. That's all I ever see him do.
Yeah.
Like, come on, lads, follow me. We're chasing the ball. That's all I ever see him do.
You go that way, I'll go that way, I'll go this way.
Yeah. But sadly, you know, when you saw players like Xhaka on the pitch, you saw Xhaka mouthing off at players, didn't you? Like telling Martinelli, get in position, because, you know, you could see that. Just talking about Xhaka, he's won 2 man of the match performances in his 2 games, Switzerland.
Yes, and he was. I was going to say he was absolutely brilliant. Yes, he was everywhere in that game yesterday against Germany. And also, you got to think he's gone to a team now that, like the same as Arsenal. He's an invincible at Brian Leverkusen. So do you know what I mean? And it made me think. Yeah, should we have got rid of him? But then again, if we wouldn't have got rid of him, we'd have signed a Declan Rice. That's the only problem.
I think I'll say it. I think I'll say what I said last time, and I just see what AFC said. Xhaka had one good season. I'd probably say he had 2 good seasons, the last 2, and I do feel that in the situation of when he left us, he is probably playing his best football, and I will stand by that. We probably should have kept him for 1 more season to bring another player through. As in on current format, because you can see where he is now. And I get it, he was crap all them years ago, but as he stands now, I think the 1 season out of him would have been nice to have just brought some players through.
I think we would have signed him, Declan Rice. I still, if we would have sold, well, I still think we would have signed Declan Rice, but I don't think we would have signed Kai Havertz if we would have kept Granit Xhaka.
Yeah,
I think we would have still would have signed Declan Rice. But I just know you said
I would have rather kept Xhaka. I would have rather kept Xhaka there, knowing that he was out injured. Would you have made probably sold Thomas Partey? Because think of it, he only played last season. He only played like the last 10 games, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
was it 10? Didn't he only play 4?
I'm
gonna have a look.
No, he got injured. I think, did he get injured in the Forest game?
I'm just going to look how many games he played last year.
He played right back in that Forest game, didn't he? And was he injured in that game and he had to come off like the last 20 minutes?
I remember at the start of the season, they was playing him at right back, Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
At the start of the season. But I think he did get injured, didn't he? Something happened. Did he get? Or was it something to do with a bit of personal stuff happened?
It was personal stuff that happened.
He got dropped from that, and that's what happened with him there. And then he got injured after that.
Yeah.
Unless they were saying he was injured, he might have not have been injured. It might have been all, just a cover up. We don't really know, do we?
No.
I've just got Xhaka's stats, not Xhaka's, Thomas Partey here. First season he played 24 games, second 24, third season 33, and last season he had 14 games.
Yeah, and this is what I agree with AFC always as well, because I would have sacked him on the spot after he did this, Granit Xhaka. I would, if I was a manager, I would. What made me sick about this is not only did he do what he did, he threw the armband down. He was doing that to the fans. He was cupping his ear like Hulk Hogan, and saying like whatever, and marched off the pitch. He was getting subbed, wasn't he? Was it against Crystal Palace?
Palace.
Palace. He was getting subbed, and he didn't want to come off the pitch. And my God, throwing the armband on the floor, he would have been sacked on the spot.
I agree, Lee. I would have had no issue.
But then Arteta begged him to stay. That made me sick. That made me think, because I didn't want Arteta in the beginning. And I have said on recent shows that I'm behind it now because, I think the last 2 seasons, I know we finished runners up, we ain't won fuck all, but I still think that every season there's been an improvement. And that's what I've said. I've said it to Scott. I've said it to other people. I think one more season, give him one more season, and then if he don't win that week, then it's Richard Burton's. You know what I mean? He should go.
Yeah, I agree.
But this made me sick. This when he begged Xhaka to stay and sign a new deal and extension. and he did stay. But then we got the best season out of him, and that 2 years ago he was our best player.
Yeah,
He was our best player, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just going to answer AFC's question from earlier. Yeah, this is the new way shirt, but it's not out yet, so I've got myself a China hot copy. And I just thought I'd show you this AFC because I know he's your favourite player. I had that on there especially for you, mate.
Yeah.
$18 specials.
Wicked. Right, so let's move on to our next topic. We're going to have a little quick chat about the first 5 fixtures Arsenal have got in the new season. I believe it's the first game's on, is it the 17th of August? I think it's the 17th.
I think it
I'm
is.
just reading
Around that
now.
time anyway, and we're at home to Wolves, and then we're away to Villa, then home to Brighton, then away to Spurs, and then away to Man City. So we've got in the first 5 games, Anthony, we have got 3 away games, which I'll be over the moon getting out of the way, getting them done and dusted early, because at the end of the last season we had to go to the Etihad and we had to go to Tottenham Hotspur, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. In the last 6 or 7 games, we had to play them away fixtures, which always difficult. I know we beat Spurs, but the Man City game, it was tough.
I think for me, Lee, I'm quite happy to have the Villa City Tottenham away games in the first 5 fixtures. Just get them out of the way.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And I've seen some of these, like you said earlier, Ants, the young fanboys, the 15, 25, 30-year-olds going, oh my God, we're doomed already. We've got that. And it's just like, oh, come on, guys. It's like, it's probably best to if we do, I don't want to slip up, but if we have a slip up, it's probably best to have it right at the start, isn't it? Opposed to after Christmas time,
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather have no slip ups, to be honest, but.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. It's best to have these fixtures and get them out the way, because when you think of it, you've got the first 5 fixtures, then halfway through the season where you've got like Christmas and New Year, so it'd be like in that second week of January, it'd be playing them again. So do you know what I mean? So you might be able to round about then. When I say, all right, you don't want to be losing points, but if you could pick a win here, pick a draw there, still take, because I still think it is going to be 2 teams fighting out for the Premier League next season, which obviously be us and Man City, because I can't see Liverpool really doing a lot.
Yeah,
I really can't. Not under Arne Slot. I can't see that at all. The top 3 teams next season, it depends if Villa strengthens their squad, and the only way that they're going to get up towards that top 4, top 3 is if they have a complete shit, and I mean this, shit Champions League run. Because the longer Villa stays in that Champions League, the less they're going to do in the league, I reckon. Because it's extra games now they've got to play this season. So you think of it, what's that? That's 2, 4. Well, it's all changed now in the Champions League. You've got to play every single team in the top 16. It's that table now, isn't it? In the top 16, they go through into the next round. So they've got a hell of a lot of games. So this is what Emery would know this. You think about it, they're bringing in players as well, so they need to add depth. Definitely, same as us, we need to add depth as well. But I mean, going on the first 5 fixtures, Lee, I can't see us. Well, it should be a problem with us beating Wolves. I think we'll beat Wolves. First game of the season is not really many goals. I can give a score prediction on that one. I'll be happy with a comfortable 2-0 win against Wolves. 2-0. That'll do me. And then going on to Aston Villa after a strong Aston Villa team, depending on who they get in. I think most probably maybe a draw against Aston Villa. So that takes us to 4 points. Tottenham, I want us to kick their asses, and I ain't got a problem with us kicking their asses. But is it their stadium? That's the problem. We're away
We
then.
can win that game.
So
We
we can win that game, even if we scrap it through a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
So what's that? That's 7 points. Maybe a draw against Man City. So do you know what I mean? So leading up to that, and also you mentioned Brighton as well. So I think we can beat Brighton. So
Right,
I think so. The first 5 games, if we can go through them without losing a game, pick up 2 draws and 3 wins. I think we're in contention with that. So I thought it'd be fantastic if Arsenal can do that within the first 5 games of next season.
Right, so
I see,
11 points.
I see Luton are getting 5 million for Ross Barkley, aren't they?
Who?
Villa are paying Luton 5 million for Ross Barkley.
Oh, he's going back to Villa now, is he?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I know Fabrizio said it's just about done and they've gone through the contracts. And I think that's because when he signed for Luton, he must have had a clause that if they get relegated, he can go, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought to myself, if Ross Barkley was to go to a team next season, I thought a Nottingham Forest would have suited him.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
A Nottingham Forest or Leicester City, Ipswich, something like that.
Trouble is with Leicester, I don't know, because they're starting next season. The rumour is they're starting next season on minus 10 points.
I tell you what, the problem with Leicester as well is they had what's his name? They had Pep's coach there, didn't they, last season, who flew through the league for them. They've now got rid of him, and they've got frigging Steve Cooper. It's like, so they're going. I don't get it. So they've just gone from this exciting, free-flowing football to pragmatic. You know what I mean? It's like you've almost shot yourself in the foot again, haven't they?
They have, but I think with that is Enzo his name or something, in it. But I think that there's something there behind the background with Leicester, because obviously they're saying they're starting minus with 10 points, which is a fact. The other thing as well is how much money have they got to spend? Because if they they must have a fine if they've started off with minus 10 points. So that's going to have a knock-on effect with the budget of what they're going to spend.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be spending big next season, Leicester. So obviously with Enzo leaving there, that rattled his alarm bells basically and thought, yeah, that's it. I'm going to Chelsea. I'll see you later. I reckon that's.
And I hate to kind of like paraphrase Lee Gunner, but he has said in the past, like, Leicester have shitloads of money. It's kind of their own fault that they didn't jog on after they won the league. And it's the same with Bournemouth. Bournemouth have a super mega rich owner. I don't think I can feel sorry for these people anymore if they don't invest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
it doesn't matter how rich your owners are, which is coming to the point. The point is now, it doesn't matter how rich. This is what's happening with Man City, because they've filtered money, siphoned money into the club, apparently. They siphoned their money into the club through sponsorship deals, which they shouldn't have, which we weren't allowed to have, because the owners of Man City own or affiliated with the sponsorship company as well. So they're signing sponsorship deals, shirt sponsors, whatever those was, training ground, whatever it was, for a lot more money than what the average sponsor would normally pay, and that's how they got. This is apparently how they got a lot of money into the club, because they, at the time, and perhaps now, no, I'm not sure how much they earn themselves, but you can only spend now. You can only spend whatever the club earns. So through ticket sales, through merchandise, whatever else, sponsorships, your club earns that money. You can then spend that sort of money, but you can't spend anything more than that. So regardless of how much Leicester City's owners have got, they can only spend what the club earns. They can't spend anything other than that. So that you could be a trillionaire. You're still not allowed to invest more money than what your club earns. through sponsorships.
What's the percentage of revenue to the fans that you get? Isn't that certain part of it as well? Like you could spend 70% of the ticket revenue. I don't know how that works.
After X's, I don't know what it's after X's,
Yeah.
after expenses, and you've got to pay your electric bill and all that stuff. But after all that, it is that's what you can spend, and this is clubs are getting in trouble because they're spending more. This is what's happened to Forest, Everton. They're all Leicester. They're all being found out to be spending more money than what they're earning, so they're breaking some of the rules. So Man City basically saying to the Premier League, "Let's see how much money you've got."
Yeah, basically, come and get us.
That's
Come and have a
what
go.
isn't it? That was supposed to be a 2-week thing. Right,
it's supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, you look at it. I mean, it goes on for this throughout the season, where obviously where you finish in the league table as well. I mean, the season before last, finishing second, Arsenal picked up 165 million, but that was just that. Yeah, that was just. But I mean, you've got to add on. You've got to add on the merchandise, obviously, with the sale of shirts. Obviously TV rights and all this and that as well. You've got to take a certain budget out of that regarding I mean, because obviously look, when you go to a football stadium, what's there? Police. So you've got to pay the police as well. You've got to pay other things. So you've got to pay all that yourself and that sort of thing. And then obviously you've got players wages, bonuses. You've got agent fees when they got their agents, so they take a certain percentage out of this as well, which I think is a waste of time. Players have an agent. If I was a player today, I'll be my own bloody agent.
Yeah.
I don't listen to anybody, but that's that. But all this comes in perspective as well. And then obviously, if your game's televised as well, you get money for that sort of thing as well. Which Arsenal, I've noticed, Arsenal's one of the top teams of all their games this season. They're one of the most teams that their games is being televised for next season. So I mean, and also we've got more money than that as well, because you think of it, they put their ticket prices up by 6% towards the end of last season. So I think it was back in January or something like that. They've done that, maybe February. And they've got that to go on there as well. There's loads of it. So do you know what I mean? So people go around saying, "Well, Arsenal haven't really got lots of money." That's
they've got
crap.
fortunes. Also, Anthony, they're the likes of Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah. They come through the academy. So when they're going to be sold, I don't want Smith Rowe to go. The other two can go. I'm not worried too much, but I really don't want Smith Rowe to leave through his own career. If he's not going to be played next season, then I understand. But that'd be 100% profit.
I'd rather him go out on loan. I'd rather Smith Rowe go out on loan just to get game time under his belt to improve his his football abilities and stuff like that.
That'd be 100% profit as well.
I was saying that the other night. I'd rather him go out on loan.
Yeah, I'd rather him go out on loan. But to sign Smith Rowe, I think you're talking in the region of around about. I think it's anywhere up to. I've read, what was it, 30 million, 35 million, maybe
20 max, I reckon.
Nah, you got he's English players cost dearer. He's young, because I mean Smith Rowe. How old Smith Rowe now? What 24?
23.
Yeah, so obviously they got themselves a good young player, and I'm not being funny. If he actually goes, it won't surprise me if Unai Emery tries and takes him at Villa.
Yeah, on me. Apparently, there is a lot of interest from Newcastle. I've seen.
Yes, there is. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be a team that's going to struggle. I think there's some of their players. I can see some of their players.
Has Bruno G gone yet? Bruno G?
No, he'll stay now.
Ramirez, he's staying, is he? Because I think he was on Man City was sniffing around there, weren't they?
Well, the release clause ends tonight, so he can go for 100 million up till 12 o'clock. So I don't think they're going to go in for him today.
What time is it? Come on.
Well, a two ain't doing anything.
It's too low, isn't it? Come on.
How much money you got? How much
Yeah,
money
that
have you
dude's picking
your
the
coins
steak
out,
out of
man.
his teeth.
Yeah,
Oh God.
We
what
should all come
waited on.
together and try and buy him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, when you
Oh.
was talking about that money we got, we also got 90 million from the Champions League, didn't we?
There you go, and that's that. That's that on top as well, and that's how far we got into the quarterfinals. You
Yeah.
know, obviously going into quarterfinal, we got 90 minutes. But this is what I'm saying: if we can actually qualify every season for the Champions League and have a decent run in it, we know we're going to get a certain wedge for next season, like the following season, because that's how
Yeah.
your money works. So how we did last season, yeah. We'll have that money from last season. We'll spend it this season, and so forth, and obviously the sales of players as well. So you know we've got all that. So I mean, Arsenal's got quite a bit of money to spend next season.
I bet
But
I bet Ivan Toney's kicking himself now, isn't he? Because nobody wants to buy him.
I reckon he'd be a Tottenham player. I called it back in January. I said he'd stay
40
at Brentford,
million.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
said he'd be a Tottenham player, and that is to replace a certain Harry Kane because they struggled with that
million.
striker last season. Tottenham.
Yeah. I reckon that's all he'll fetch, 40 million. And I agree with you. He'll either be Tottenham bound or he'll stay at Brentford. And if he stays at
Yeah.
Brentford, he's going to be super pissed, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, move on for your
I
good
think-
career.
I think he believed his own hype a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. But it's like what I said. If they're good, what done it for me was when he had that ban and then he come back playing. When he came back, he wasn't the same player.
No.
He only scored like I think it was around about six goals. Well, 4 goals.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and then not being funny with him doing that. That ballsed up basically his transfer fee because people was talking in the region of £80 million to get him.
That's what.
And when I saw him on the pitch, he actually looked uninterested, and he was constantly arguing with all his players.
Yeah.
So he does believe he is. He believes he's bigger than the team.
I've got to try and get a yellow card.
So this is AFC Always 2022 to 2023. Arsenal lost of 57 million. So we lost money.
Profit lost.
Yeah, profit and loss. So we lost money last season then.
Aren't you allowed to lose 120 million?
No, that was the season. That was the season before. That was when we finished. Yeah, that was when that season was when we finished 5th. I think we got the money from that then, and then we did lose money because if you remember, Mikel Arteta was getting rid of our like the dead wood, I call it, when we still have players left from Unai Emery around, but they were going for nothing. They were going for nothing. I mean, you look at that when we got rid of Aubameyang for nothing. They tore up his contract, and then he went and played for Barcelona. Leon, Lacazette, he hadn't got really nothing much for him. We had 3 million for Pepe, didn't we? So do you know what I mean? So that was a £72 million, but yeah, we only got 3 million for him.
What cracks me up is, like you say, we tore up Aubameyang's contract, and then Barcelona had the cheek to sell him to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Do you remember the promo? Do you remember the promo we did? Hang on a minute. Anthony, your pipes need cleaning out. Look at your drink. Because you got all your drink. You're drinking that purple stuff.
Is it cider?
No, it's summer fruits.
Oh, summer
fruits. It's like a bloody glass of baby shower.
Yeah, the promo we did about he played for Chelsea, and he went, "I'm blue." Sorry,
yeah.
All that.
Behind closed doors, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
They got him. They got him a little shift and everything. So can you read that? He was like, "No."
Yeah.
So they had to translate it.
And I remember the game that he played after that, and
it was against us.
He spanked them 3-1.
And he was, he was almost in tears, wasn't he, in the lineup?
Yeah. Spanked them 3-1.
And when we scored, do you remember Gabriel running past him, going
into the corner, and then Aubameyang's behind him like this in the picture.
Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely.
That was a sad ending, wasn't
camera,
it?
Man.
Sad ending.
There's Dave, the old school
OSG.
gunner. Old school gunner. All right, Dave. How you doing, mate?
Oh, big up Zach Dingle.
Is
Zach Dingle.
have you got off Gunnosaurus?
Yeah, he's got Gunnosaurus. It's
We've
still
got-
still going on between him and his dinosaur. But I mean, I did actually put on the chat, and I thought to myself, bloody hell, who does he look like? And I realised it is Zach Dingle from Emmerdale. It is, isn't it? Didn't think he's a spitting image of Zach Dingle.
He looks like Zach Dingle.
I haven't wa-
Yeah, but
I haven't watched
I probably
Emmerdale
look like
years,
old
so-
man Dingle,
Old man Dingle.
the old fella.
No worries, Dave. That's all right, mate. Tired. I'm quite tired at the moment.
Yeah, he messaged me. He was
Yeah.
coming in from work, and he said he's really tired, but he said he would pop in on the comments. He was knackered.
Yeah,
Oh,
working.
Dave's
hard.
been working hard.
Yeah, I think he had to lock up today. Actually, in the shop he was doing. It's either today or tomorrow. He's locking up, sort of thing.
So, if you could have three players that you want to sign this season, who would it be?
Who's that to?
All of you.
All right, you go first, then, Anthony. So, Anthony, we'll wrap up with this one.
We can't include Elise. He's gone.
Right,
Yeah.
can't include Elise. He's gone. Right, I think I'm gonna be realistic. All right, I'm gonna be realistic here. I'm gonna say Pedro Neto from Wolves over on the right. So we can rotate in with Saka because Saka he did too much last season, and he did really well in getting 16 goals. All right, highest goal scorers. So that's that. So I'll see Pedro Neto. Ezzy, I think you could play Ezzy in the middle. Would get it. I would like him. Also, left back. Do you know what? I think we're going to see a certain Timber playing left back for us next season. I
agree.
really do. And I think maybe a centre back as well. So we got Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, and another centre back there. I like the not Van Dijk. Who's the other one that plays for Holland?
Not Kanje.
No,
Aki.
not Aki.
Oh.
No, Delit. Yeah, him. It's centre back.
And he at Man United. Was he at Man United or somewhere?
No.
That's Delow, isn't it?
He's still where he play? He's playing in Italy, isn't he? Is it Milan
Okay.
or somewhere like that? I think he's playing in Italy. So it's Serie A. So, but for a striker, well, you know mine. I want Ollie Watkins. If we can't get Ollie Watkins, I think another player who I reckon we got the money to sign for, plays for Man City. I think Alvarez up front. I think because Haaland's keeping him out the team, and he can score goals. He can score goals. That guy. So any one of them two, for a striker for us up front, I'll be happy.
He scores 15 goals as a second striker and hardly plays. That's what we wanted Eddie. That's what we wanted Eddie to be. That 15 goals on the.
Yeah, but
For
I think
me-
if you can give him first team shot, I guarantee you, if he score 15 goals in something like 28 games, think of what he could do in 38 games. I reckon he score about 20, 25 goals a season easily.
Yeah.
He's got the team around him to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So my choice is I will go for the Palace lad at the back. Is it Gui?
Yeah.
Gooey, yeah, I would say
Yeah.
him, yeah.
And if I couldn't get him, I would go for Branthwaite from Everton. But I have a feeling he's Man United bound. For midfield, I would like Bruno G, but I don't think that'll happen. So I'll take Eze. And up front, I'm going to say Isak, which I know you guys don't rate.
No, all right, Isak.
Newcastle.
Right.
So what about the player on the wide right? If Saka's injured, we need a backup for a wide right player.
Is that Nico Williams? Isn't he a winger?
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah,
Nico Williams.
for Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Nico Williams.
Yeah.
I think he's reported 60 million
Williams,
euros we put in for
Yeah.
him, so that's 50 million pounds in our money. That is.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go then. Guna Matata.
There's so
Nico
many. The
Williams.
first one I'd go for that Nico Williams. Yeah, definitely. just to get someone in who can replace Saka when he's overran. Definitely, this guy's wicked.
Yeah.
I see him play. Not tonight, but the last game Spain played, he was
Yeah,
must.
yeah. His first few touches, obviously, I was a bit like, "What the fuck? Well,
did you
what's in
see
here?"
him
But
when
I
he-
actually
when
gave
he
him his chance, mate. He's quick.
When he nutmegged the right back,
Yeah,
he's
he's
done a
rapid,
drag back and nutmegged him, and then there's a shot.
solid. But
Yeah.
a different category player like that, yeah, fresh, someone new. And the strike force, as we all say, I'll say Watkins. If you can't get him, then
Yeah.
Enze, whatever his name is. There's too many players out there. Just get someone in who can do the job, but you need 4 players category, and then try and get them in. But there's too many. Just get Nico Williams. That's a start. Isaacs, if you get him. If you can't get Watkins, if you can't, I don't know what to do. You've got Havertz. There you go. And you've got Jesus. You've got Timber coming back, so the back four is sorted. Any injuries you got, go and get all these players from West Ham. I don't know. There's so many players, boys and girls. Just sign someone.
Yeah.
That's me. Move on.
This channel's turning into an Ollie Watkins fanboy channel from you three.
He's just
I love
ruthless,
him.
mate, isn't he? He's ruthless.
I
love
think
that.
he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant. I think he got.
Yeah.
If he comes to us, he'll offer more
Tried.
to us than what he would for Aston Villa, because
Yeah,
he's got better players around him, and but it's definitely because the pace and the skill he's got a goal ratio of 20 goals a season. But I mean, if we can assist him, but through like the wings, like with Trossard, Saka, and even with Declan Rice and Odegaard going forward. You know what I mean? So he's got so much assist around him, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So let's have a look. Let's have a think. I like Xavi Simons. I think he's been a more realistic target than I think it'd be easier to get than Nico Williams because he's at PSG. Doesn't want to stay at PSG. He's been on loan. RB Leipzig. Is it RB Leipzig? Yeah, he was on loan not last season, the season before. He was on loan to PSV, went back to PSG, didn't want to stay there. They loaned him out again to RB Leipzig. He doesn't want to go back there. That's what I've read. He doesn't want to go back there, and I think he's a brilliant little player, man. Xavi Simons. So he'd be my backup for Saka. In the midfield, there's loads of players. You know, they talk about Joshua Kimmich, Bruno Guimaraes. There's some decent players there. I really want to see Douglas Luiz, but because he's played in the Premier League. But I do like Amadou Onana. I think he's a perfect replacement for Thomas Partey.
Yeah,
I do.
I'm just looking at Nico Williams there. He scored 8 goals last season and 9 goals the season before.
Right. Okay. But also up front this is the player I've warmed to now, especially now I know he's played in the Championship. Is this Victor Gyökeres? We looked at his stats earlier. I can't remember what I've got on my phone. Let me just see if I can still get them. The stats.
31 goals.
Where's he playing? Is it Sporting Lisbon, Anthony?
Yeah.
Can I ask how long has he been on our radar?
Arsenal were looking at him for a little while. They was looking at him in apparently. That's only what you see. What you read and what you're being told. Yeah. But they was looking at him. I remember them looking at him in January. And they've been talking about him all season. I've seen transfer links all second half of the season, and it went quiet, and now it's come out again.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, I was getting at that because it seems to be there's a lot of do you know what I mean? A lot of players coming back around the loop again, and then we bang on, and then YouTube goes crazy, and then it shuts down, and the next one pops up, and everyone goes wanking off again.
He played 33 games, yeah? On the stats I've got here, he started 32 of them. So he's come on as a sub once. His minutes per game on average was 88. So he's mainly played the whole game. And he's got 29 goals and 10 assists in 33 games.
Who are we on about? The Sporting Lisbon player.
Brilliant. That is a fantastic record. He's where was it?
Are we on about the
3.5 shots per game.
Yeah.
Are we on about the Victor guy?
Yeah, Victor Eucharist.
He was at Brighton for 4 seasons.
Eh?
He was at Brighton for 4 seasons, you know.
Yeah, he was at Brighton, Coventry
he's told me
City,
he's-
Swansea City. Yeah.
He only got 4 games at Brighton.
Well, but look at him. He's balling. Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
Balling. The spider ant
Swedish.
sent to attack me made a move when I got home. Made his move, so he's been attacked by the spider you sent him.
Yeah, no, he was a spider on the bloody. He was streaming. He was on his show, and there was a spider. And I said, "Dave, there's a spider behind you." He thought I was taking the piss, like, you know, I was messing about. He goes, "Yeah, all right." He's seen the spider today. Apparently, he went to get rid of it, and I think it's bit him or something. So he might come to Spider
Spider-Man.
Dave.
It probably
Yeah.
crawled out. It probably crawled out his wallet.
I would have had a heart attack. Right, I hate spiders. Oh God!
You guys,
I have to tell my missus to come and get them. I can't
Well,
get them.
you'd be terrible here then, Lee, because we have white-tailed spiders that if they bite you, you've got a swelled arm and everything.
Oh my God! I
what-
shit myself.
And every time I bring the wood in from the shed, mate, we have to check it all that there's no white-tailed spiders on it, else you get them all in your house.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Damon.
Who's Damon? I'm only
Oh,
joking.
the young the young 14-year-old Man City lad. So we have to be nice
Hello,
and
Damon.
not.
How you doing?
The one we can't wait till
Damon.
he's 30s and starts crying knowing that City are frauds.
Yeah, Damon, we can't wait till you're 30 so that we can actually slag you off. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt at 14. Yeah, right. What's everyone's plans today then? I've got appointments with my daughter.
Sleep.
Yeah, we're going to call it a day. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show. Thank you, everybody, for
It's been a
watching.
good one.
Don't forget, put a like on the video. Oh, hang on, what am I doing?
Are you doing a watch along tomorrow, Lee?
No, I'm not
Nah.
doing anything tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm watching the game. I'm having a thing. I'm watching the game, praying that we can win.
You beer.
Well, I remember the friendly England watch along we did together. It was depressing, wasn't it?
Oh,
I'll be doing a talk along.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
Doing a talk along, lads. Yeah.
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 Ain't no
Right.
fucking
I'll be
with that.
watching the game tomorrow, and then I'll have a few beers and watching it, and then I got to jump
Come
on
on,
the show and talk about the game after that, and then on Wednesday
that should be exciting.
we got our it'd be good, and then after we got our show on Wednesday with Tony and Hot Fuzz, the good, the bad, the ugly, on Wednesday at 8:30.
OSG, legend.
Early Doors Football TV, that isn't it?
Yeah,
Early Doors Football, Tony's channel, Blinding channel. Go and have a look at that, everybody. Or when's that, Tony? Anthony, when's that?
that's Wednesday at 8:30.
Wednesday, 8:30, Early Doors Football TV. Go and check that out. Tony's going to be on there as
Yeah.
well.
AFC
It's
always,
his channel.
legend.
Anthony's going on with, what's the other fella's name?
Hot Fuzz 44.
Hot Fuzz 44. So that's a great channel. It's a West Ham channel, but I think he's a Man United fan, isn't he? The other
Yeah,
guy?
he's a Man United fan, Fuzzy. Yeah, he gets a lot of stick for that. And
It's
then
good
Tony
man,
talks about- Tony talks about West Ham all the time, and he's like, you know,
Well, after you've talked about Paolo Di Canio, what more is there to talk about?
oh, exactly, Scott.
Right.
Yeah, I told him that.
Game over.
Right. All right, then, guys. Thanks for coming on. And next week, as long as there ain't an England game on, we'll be back on next. I'll be back next week, Tuesday,
next
the
Tuesday.
normal regular day at 9:30. As long as there ain't an England game on, I'll be back. If
No,
you-
it'd be on the weekend, the England game. It'd be on the week. It's either a Saturday or a Sunday. We'd be on it, but it's a 5 o'clock game. The round of 16.
Okay.
So,
All right, then.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, so I will be back next Tuesday at 9:30. The Arsenal Alliance will return next week. So I'll see you all later, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. Really
Used
appreciate
to be a
it.
gooner.
That's all right. Big up. And I'll
Come on,
see
you
you
Gooners!
Yeah. See you next
Sign
Tuesday.
someone. See you next
Ah.
Tuesday.
See you all.